Yes. And so my contact now. Are you nearsighted? So which one's side? So like if you're out in college, you're
there is an extension cord.
so that's way. We see pages.
So you're raising somebody else.
Yeah, it was today.
Seriously, I do have a question for you. Please, yeah, I'm moving. She's so pregnant.
Okay, I just I thought what it was. That's what she said. That's great. That's my signature. I got to move this from this. All right. Tell me where you're all set.
I was taking a short. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm almost there. Good night.
Are you online, so you sure? I'd like to call to order the April meeting of the Danville Board of Education. Welcome everybody who's here tonight. Our first item on the agenda tonight is to approve the meeting agenda. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda as submitted.
Second. Okay, a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion as stated, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. The next item on the agenda are a series of reports and presentations. First up are board member comments. Are there any members who would like to make comments tonight?
I'll take just a minute. I got to spend some time with Beth Good, heading up to Lexington with a group of her student leaders. We actually got to enjoy a Legends baseball game, which was fantastic, and we had a good day to go and got to meet her and more on a personal basis, and that's a good bunch of folks. Bate students and high school, so they did excellent. And also got to participate in the PBATs over at Bate with the 6th graders. Well done. Well done. Thank you. And the kids did wonderful. So, thanks.
Anybody else? No, it's a busy time of year with all kinds of activities. It's amazing that this many people are able to be with us here tonight. We thank you for being here. And next item on our agenda is the Superintendent's Report.
Would like to share with you guys this evening that the Danville Schools has had 4 students become Governor Scholars. Our 4 students this year will be Abigail Anderson, Celeste Feeberg, McCallum Morley, and Olivia Walker. As a former employee of the Governor Scholars Program, this is a life-changing experience. There's no one that goes that does not come back a different person, more adept, more interested, and more engaged in themselves and the people around them. So we look forward for these four to have that same experience. We've had a busy time in the Danville schools. It was last week that we had the opening of our student art exhibit at the Community Arts Center. Hope the folks were able to go by. As well, our upcoming musical, Something's Afoot, students performed a couple numbers at that event to a rave audience, or rave crowd, that's probably the wrong adjective. A very excited group of people who were very complimentary of the singing that hope that folks May 5th through the 7th. It's the time to catch that show just downstairs. Our farmers market has opened here at the Danville School. We are happy to host the farmers market. There's already been usually already about a dozen vendors, and this past weekend had over 200 folks come through. So it's a great opportunity to see part of the community and join them in some different ways, and get your produce and fresh meats and vegetables the same way. As a board, we committed last time to doing some focused conversations with our faculties at the elementary schools regarding the elementary redesign. We've had conversations so far at Hogsett and at Tolliver, and as of tomorrow, we'll be at Jenny Rogers. These conversations have been incredibly productive, as staff has been very comfortable to share with us their questions, concerns, ideas, or specifically questions, concerns, and recommendations. So 3 things that we are allowed to put forth in the agenda, and we'll soon be building from that a frequently asked questions section of our website. Speaking of our website, if you've not had a chance to visit it recently, we are adding sections specifically to the elementary redesign, as well as to our Good Education Parent campaign. So you'll have opportunities to stay up to date and see the work that we're doing there as well. And so for that, I've got a little more to say in regards to innovation, but we'll do that in a few minutes.
Okay. Next item on the agenda are our celebrations of excellence. We have elementary schools here tonight, and Mr. Ballard is going to lead off and tell us about some of the work that's been going on at Tolliver.
I don't specifically have anybody to recognize here at the board meeting, but I did want to kind of give a report about some of the things that we have been doing at Tolliver over the last 6 weeks. Every other Monday, we do a presentation of habits, and we've gone through up until today habit number 4, which is think win-win. At that presentation, it's student involved, the 2 teachers who take the lead on organizing that. Thus far, we've recognized 120 students, 30 each generation, 2 from each classroom. And my favorite part, the recognition of staff members. We have staff members who nominate a classified, non-classroom, and a certified classroom. And the things that they submit to me for nominations and give justifications is extremely rewarding as they're building leader, seeing the things that they say about one another. Our next presentation is on Monday, May 2nd at 7:50, and this is a personal invitation for each of you all to come see what that looks like for Habit 5, which is seek first to understand and then to be understood. And we also have an additional one on May 16th. Anybody have any questions about that? All right, thank you.
Thank you. Next, Mr. Lavalazzo from Hogsett, share with us some great things going on there.
Well, I'm very excited to be able to announce some students that have received some awards recently, and even if weren't able to be here tonight, I do want you all to hear their names because we're just so super proud of how they represent themselves and also Hogsett Elementary and Danville Schools. So the first presentation is for Miss Macy Logan. She's not here tonight, but she's a 5th grader, and she's receiving this certificate for her work on a DAR speech contest winner. She was our district winner, first place in the district, and this is what we're very excited for. She also placed 3rd at the state level. So we're very excited about that. And so that's Macy Logan, a 5th grader at Hogsett. Denacia Davis is receiving a certificate for her work with the VSA Traveling Art Show. Her work, and this is, I believe, at least the 2nd or possibly even 3rd year that a Hogsett student's work was chosen as part of this traveling exhibit that's going around the state of Kentucky. It's actually in our lobby today. We put it up today. You have to request it to come to your school. But Denacia Davis has a piece of artwork there, so if you're ever around Houstonville Road, just swing by and just pop in, and it's very colorful, and it's really neat to see the student artwork. So Denisha Davis is a second grader at Hogsett. This student is here, and he's actually, well, I'll do one at a time because he's going to have 2 certificates, but Damani Bell is coming up because he participated in the Kentucky, or the KEA Student Empowerment Art Contest. And he was one of the winners in that. And that was part of Celebration of American Education Week. So Damani Bell, and if you'll just stay here. Also in the same KEA Student Empowerment Art Contest is Luke Cheatham. And I don't see, oh, there's Luke. Great, snuck in behind me. So Luke also was an art contest winner. So congratulations, Luke, if you'll stand by Damani. And then Matthew Spicer, who is here tonight, is also a student that was recognized for the Student Empowerment Art Contest. So Matthew, there you go. I think that we're going to try to get a picture. We have one more KEA Student Empowerment, and it was an art and an essay contest. And this student was an essay contest winner. And her name is Christina Johnson, but I don't think she's here tonight. So here we go. Let's get this right.
No, they're waiting for Mom in the back, now you're in the way.
Okay.
Just be safe.
They always smile better for Mom.
Okay. Good job, guys. Well, I've got just a few more. The next one, this set is for students that participated in the Jim Claypool Art and Conservation Contest, and they were also writing and art. These were writing contest winners. In third place was Ava Mays Mukes, and she's here tonight. So third place, Ava. In second place, Jude Odom. I don't see Jude. So Jude Odom is a 4th grader at Hogsett. And then I mentioned Damani was up here earlier. Damani was the first place winner and the overall county winner. So we're really proud to have that at our school. So. So wonderful things happening at Hogsett Elementary. Once again, the invitation stands if you ever find yourself with a few minutes and want to stop in and see what's going on. There's always lots of stuff going on throughout the day, so you're always welcome. But thank you, board, for all of your support of all the elementary schools. Thank you.
Hey, Leo. Leo.
Yes.
Sorry, just had a quick question. How long is the art exhibit up at Hogsett?
A week.
A week.
A week and a few days. So probably all of next week.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, next we have Ms. Green from Jenny Rogers.
Good evening. I get the privilege of sharing with you all a little bit about what's going on at Jenny Rogers and celebrating some student recognitions. Recently at Jenny Rogers, we've had a career day where students got to learn about multiple different career paths that they could go into in the future. We've also, our school, elementary schools, got to do a dollars and cents activity day, which was great for our 4th and 5th graders. And then on Thursday, Jenny Rogers will be hosting a farm day where students can learn more about agriculture and those types of career paths. This evening, our first recognition goes to Jackson Knight. Jackson completed Lexia, and he's only in the 2nd grade, so we wanted to congratulate him. Okay, that's okay.
We're still coming to you to take a picture though.
Let's see. We also have several students who are right on track. This year in 2nd grade, they've completed the 2nd grade curriculum of Dreambox. That would be Ben Cam. Is Ben here tonight? Okay. Colton Kelly is unable to be here this evening, but he also completed the 2nd grade Dreambox curriculum. Moira Kelly. Jackson Knight also completed the second grade Dreambox curriculum. So we'll have 2 awards for you. The next award,
Superintendent is multitasking.
The next award goes to one of my own students. Her name is Claire Arnold, and I wanted to recognize Claire this evening for her initiative in doing several passion projects for our classroom. Those passion projects include, I think your most recent one was about horses and dolphins. So these are projects that she's taking the time to do on her own at home to share with the class. She's researching, and then she's becoming such a great speaker and leader and inspiring other students in class. So good job, Claire. I'm proud of you.
Got it?
Good, okay.
All right, I think that's all for Jenny Rogers. Are there any questions? Okay.
Keep up the great work.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Good other celebrations, guys?
We also want to recognize tonight Beth Good, who you heard about earlier from a baseball standpoint. She does a whole lot more for all of our kids and was recognized, it's hard to say, it kind of like Awesome Woman in Central Kentucky was the official title. And there was all of a sudden the group slipped my mind, the Bluegrass Alliance for Women. See, I'm with it, which was a cool ceremony, and could not recognize a better person who has done so much for our students and families, both within and far beyond the school day and the school parameters. So Beth, thank you again for being with us and making great stuff happen.
All right, that's our celebrations of excellence for tonight. The next item on our agenda is the Title IX report, but we're going to be passing over that until next month. So we'll move on to the District of Innovation report.
It has been a busy season of innovation of late, and so there's a number of things I'd like to highlight that all of our schools have been engaged in different ways and times. First, this past week, our Danville High School, under the direction particularly of JRD, organized our first ever senior high school retreat. A group of 35 seniors went to Eastern Kentucky University to their recreation experience, which includes a series of low ropes courses and team building activities. The day was wrapped up with a series of strategies presented by a series of faculty. They included Coach Menifee, Coach Turner, Coach Clevenger, and Bashir and myself about things that can help students function in life after high school. So it was everything from issues of individual identity through different ways of problem solving, things that will come up as they make those transitions. These came all as inspired by our applied positive psychology work. So a number of the strategies and pieces that we've been learning from Mr. Sharon, as a staff, we were able to now experiment in our transition to students. We hope then, from the feedback we've gotten, to make this an annual event and one that includes many more seniors and many more staff, as we found the first experience to be one that was quite positive. This weekend, our robotics team from the high school will compete in the international robotics competition. I think that the Thunder Over Louisville event, which is on the same day, was intentionally scheduled to celebrate our students coming and succeeding at the robotics competition. So the fireworks will be celebrating the performance of Danville High School with the robots, and hope that if you've got the chance to get to Freedom Hall over the weekend, you'll be able to see 37 countries, I believe, are participating, and of course, Danville High. Our Commissioner of Education has promised to wear his Danville High shirt in support of our school as well, so hopefully we'll get a good picture of Commissioner Pruitt showing that endorsement for their work, and we wish them lots of luck. Our 6th grade students completed their performance-based assessment tasks in both math and science, working on the mathematics of simple machinery, so wedges, ramps, and pulleys were computed into issues of time and distance for us to see the integration of learning and for those presentations to be made. This week as well, we will have lots of guest debate from Justin Batten working on project-based learning, Lisa Moment from a focus district perspective, and then our District of Innovation visit is this Friday. So we will host David Cook and a series of other guests will be here going through all of our schools looking at our work of innovation as their final visit for the year. On Friday, we received our first glance at our EVOS data. This is our investment we made from the beginning of the year to start looking at the measurement of student growth. We are the only district in Kentucky to be using the EVOS opportunities, and it is a very densely packed set of information. The best thing about it from a school perspective is it required no additional testing, no additional work on the part of any school staff. So now we're looking at the reports, trying to determine the right kinds of meetings, the right ways in which we can share the data and build the capacity to use it, both from an administrative level at central office and particularly at the school level. It gives us the ability to look at any group of students divided into quintiles and based upon their progress compared to the normal student versus whether their growth is at, above, or below, and what sort of interventions may help change trajectories for students, as well as looking at some of the things that we have implemented and what its impact has been. So we have the ability to track specifically down to the kind of program with the smallest of groups and to look at it compared against the norm. We will be looking to see how we make this robust and accessible, and will require likely a great deal of training over the summer to figure out all the different ways it plugs in and its predictive powers. EVOS is something that from the collection of data pool that it has can help to determine what kind of performance we can predict of students, even as far as I call it an SAT or an ACT, if no other intervention is applied. So you can look at a very early age of a 6th grader, an 8th grader, a 9th grader, a 4th grader, and say if nothing else is done and the student continues on their current trajectory, this is where they will be. That also gives us all kinds of incentives and opportunities to say here's where we need to intervene, and in specific ways to start looking at the impact of how it adjusts the student's trajectory throughout their time in the Danville schools. Very powerful tool used in about 18 states, and again, we're the first ones in Kentucky to explore its potentiality. I have the opportunity, well, two things to announce tonight. One, we often don't talk about our preschool board meetings, but our preschool's night is this Thursday. We have almost 60 families signed up, which is twice the number we usually get. It is about kindergarten readiness, so we want to make sure for every family to be aware. If you've got that preschool or starting to think about what that's going to be like in kindergarten, now is your chance to be able to go and learn from it. I will be there. As much as I've worked in education, now that I have a soon-to-be kindergartner, I realize I'm just as ignorant and inexperienced as any other parent and have all the same questions that I should know the answers to, but do not, including making sure my child's birth date is, and the fact as to what grade he really is supposed to be in, and whether I blew it a long time ago. But hopefully we can delete that from the videotape because no one wants to admit that. And then I want to announce this as well. We've just been able to secure this as a new opportunity for the EDGE experience at Danville High School a week from Thursday on that would be April 28th. Alec Ross will be joining us for EDGE. Now, last year, we were able to bring in Dr. Colin Bunce, who is one of the Ebola docs who was featured on 60 Minutes, to do a FaceTime chat with our entire high school student population. It's a great experience. Dr. Bunce was very engaging. And when you think about that the Ebola docs were Times Men of the Year, we had one of Times Men of the Year featured at Danville High School. This year we bring to you Alec Ross. Alec was the Senior Advisor for Innovation to Secretary of State then Hillary Clinton, a role created for him by Hillary Clinton to maximize the potential of technology and innovation in service to America's diplomatic agenda. In this role, Alec acted as the diplomatic lead on a range of issues, including cybersecurity, internet freedom, disaster response, and the use of network technologies in conflict zones. He's currently the Distinguished Visiting Fellow at Johns Hopkins and the author of the bestseller, Industries of the Future. If you've not had a chance to get your copy, we'll make sure that that's promoted if you have a chance to check his book. So recent recognitions include the top 100 global thinkers, U.S. Department of State Distinguished Honor Award, Oxford University Internet and Society Award, Huffington Post 10 Game Changers in Politics, and the Tribeca Film Festival Disruptive Innovation Award. So on Thursday, a week from Thursday, Alec Ross will be FaceTiming with Danville High School students. And in the afternoon, we'll get the times and schedule out to you guys in case you have the time to stop by. It's a big deal for us to have him, and we feel very lucky that he's willing to share his time with us.
Any questions? Thank you for the report. Next item on the agenda is the personnel report. It's included in the meeting documents for anybody to review, so know that that's there. Next on the agenda after that is reserved for the public. Is there anyone here who would like to speak to the board? Hearing none, we'll move on to the minutes of the previous meeting. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve of the March 7th and March 14th meeting minutes as second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there any questions on that? All in favor of the motion as stated, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Next is the finance report. Is there a motion?
I move that we approve the finance report as submitted.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Ms. Campbell, do you want to give us some highlights?
The one highlight that I would bring to you is at the bottom of the page on the financial recap. Here's where I'm going to show where we stand on our CD investment for our construction account. So you will see we've had our first transaction of interest that we earned in the first month of $7,954.02. So that was earned on the CD as of that date, March 18th. And then we transferred that off of the CD into the construction account. So next month, when I have a cumulative total of more than one, I'll show also to the side of how much interest we've earned today that's been moved over to the construction account onto the project. Really, the rest of the documents, I really don't have any highlights unless you all have any questions. It's a pretty quiet month.
Any questions on the finance report? We have a motion and a second to approve the finance report as submitted. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion passes. Next item on the agenda is payment of invoices. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the invoices totaling $945,898.25, which includes the elementary construction invoices in the amount of $471,112.41. Checks number 568361 through 567367. Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Ms. Campbell, any?
Well, just because of the large variance the construction is going to cause to our expenditures, I just thought that I would highlight those out separately by check number range. I realize the invoices are printed for you all alphabetically, and so if you would like for me to have a separate excerpt of just those checks isolated, I can do that, or if I give you the check number range, if that's sufficient. Any preference there?
I think we checked the range.
Check number range is fine with you all.
Joy, is that range corrected? I'm worried that we have a typo. Should be 568361 to 568367? The
Yes.
range is going backwards.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you. Sorry about that.
That's all right. We'll amend the motion.
Make
That's
it
okay
correct,
with
yeah.
you, Susan. All right.
And then I just wanted to call attention to one other large invoice that was in the packet, and it was to Extreme Networks for $39,000, so I thought that deserved a mention. That is for district servers paid for by KEX funds.
All right. Any questions on the invoices? We have a motion and a second to approve the invoices. All in favor of the motion, as stated, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Next on the agenda is the district copier contract. We have a motion.
I make a motion to approve the district's copier contract as
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is this anything that we need to, do you want to summarize that for us, Ms. Campbell? since
I'll
you're
just
sitting
give you a
here?
couple of highlights. We went through a district bid process 4 years ago and got all schools on the same length of contract. And so that was a big deal to get to that point. And in that contract, we put the option to renew. And so with meeting with our current vendor, with getting surveys from our schools, everyone was very well satisfied with Toshiba, the service they received, and the sheets they have. So we were able to meet the same contract with the same equipment and or better, and got just a little less price on the equipment. So the schools overall will save a little bit monthly on their equipment. So I think we did well with the renewal with Toshiba. So this will be a 4-year contract.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on that? All in favor of the motion as stated, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. The next item on the agenda then is voiding the elementary redesign project change order number 2. Is there a motion?
I move that we approve to void change order number 2 for sanitary and water lines for the gym toilets and kitchen ice machine previously approved at the March 14th, 2016 board meeting.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. McKinney, you want to
Yeah, this
summarize
is
this?
KDE and for the board to keep up with the change orders, they like to keep them in order. We approved conditionally change order 2 because we had some bathrooms come offline due to sewer disconnect. And so through good work at Tolliver, those staff members were able to overcome that without us having to do that temporary line, which is going to save us about $15,000 worth of contingency. So we can pass that conditionally, you all did, and we are going to rescind that and then renumber number 2. You'll get to that in just a minute.
Okay. Any questions on that? We have a motion and a second on voiding the elementary redesign project change order number 2. All in favor of the motion as stated, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the motion passes. Next item on the agenda then is renumbering elementary design project change order number 3. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve the renumber change order number 3 approved at the March 14th, 2016 meeting for up to $60,450 for the remediation of wet soils to change order number 2.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. McKay,
That's
this is just housekeeping.
Yeah, just housekeeping. Change order 1 is, we'll try to keep you updated on as the change orders come up. Change order 1 was the gas meter vent that we had to do because the utility company made us do that. So number 2 now will be the stone work that had to be done for wet soils. So you'll see a line item that says 64,000 and there's each 4,000 in the 60, and you'll follow along on that. So it helps KDE and us keep up with the amount of contingency money we're spending.
Okay. Any questions on that?
Which is how much at this point?
Well, as we move through the other contingency, it'll be moving up. So
Okay.
Okay.
right after number 2 it was 64,000, 4,000 for the 4,030 for the gas vent.
We'll just wait and see then.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. So I have a motion and a second to renumber change order number 3. All in favor of the motion as stated, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. The next item on the agenda is about the elementary redesign project. It's the tree removal change order. Is there a motion?
I move that we approve for change order number 3 for the removal of a tree and stone associated with BG number 15-117 at a cost of $2,760. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr.
This is a
McKinney.
tree that was in bad shape. Our maintenance guys recommended that we need to take that down, and the construction company requested it. We also left a wall in it that they also would like, that they wished it could come down, but we want to hang on to that tree. So we just want to let it be known that we're not taking any trees down that we don't absolutely have to do. And this one was in bad shape. It helped the construction company, but it was also in bad shape.
Okay, any questions on that one? We have a motion and a second on the tree removal change order. All in favor of the motion as stated, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. The next item on the agenda is part of the elementary redesign project. It's the door change order. Is there a motion?
Make a motion for the approval of the change order number 4 for stair door changes associated with BG 15-117 at a cost of $1,716.95.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. McKinney.
This was a fire code issue. We had double doors in there. The code made it so that we needed to do a single door. So there was a little additional cost. Obviously, the cost of the double doors comes out of that, but that added $1,700 increase.
Okay. Any questions on that one? We have a motion and a second on the door change order. All in favor of the motion as stated, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That motion passes. Next is the last of the elementary redesign project items, sanitary sewer line, relocate manhole covers. Is there a motion?
I move that we approve change order number 5 for the sanitary
motion and a second. Mr.
This is
McKinney.
just a change of routing of the sanitation, because of the cooling tower that's in existence now. We had to reroute the sanitation line around that, so, and add a manhole. So that's really something that just had to be done because of what couldn't come offline.
Okay. Any questions on that one? We have a motion and a second on the sanitary sewer line and manhole relocation. All in favor of the motion, as stated, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That motion passes. Next on the agenda is the ticket booth for baseball, soccer. Is there a motion?
I move that we accept the donation from the baseball soccer boosters for a ticket booth located at the baseball soccer fields.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Mr. McKinney.
Our soccer and baseball boosters generously agreed to go together and add a ticket booth at the kind of the top of the hill when you go to our baseball soccer complex. It'll match the concession stand. It'll be split block, and it'll look really good and gives our ticket takers a chance to get in and out of the weather. Right now it's a card table and a chair, so it'll be
On a
nice to
slope.
have on a slope. So you have to know how to. You really have to be a good athlete to man the ticket booth. So this will be a lot nicer spot for them, and they'll be to that work pretty soon. And if we win our district in baseball, then we would host a region, so it'll make it a nice addition to host a regional baseball tournament.
So when will that go?
They're going to start work probably this week.
Okay. Any questions on that?
And they do have a building permit, so it's all, they have to go through the proper channels to do it.
Any questions? We appreciate their initiative and willingness to do this.
They actually were hoping to be here, Coach Bowman and Coach Morse, but they're both busy working. Coaching.
All right. So we have a motion and a second on the ticket booth. All in favor of the motion, as stated, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is the facility survey for the LPC with Ross Tarrant. Is there a motion?
I move we approve Ross Tarrant to conduct a facility survey for the LPC at a cost of 2.5 cents per square foot for all school facilities excluding Colliver Elementary. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
The recommended rate in the facilities manual that Katie puts out is 5 cents a square foot because of our relationship with Ross Tarrant. They reduced that, and then obviously took out Tolliver because we don't need to really do a needs assessment there since we've got a big project going on. So Tim Lucas, who is our facilitator, agreed this was a very, very fair rate. So we would recommend that the board accept that.
Okay. Any questions? We have a motion and a second to approve the facility survey for the LPC with Ross Tarrant. All in favor of the motion, as stated, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is the LPC community members. Is there a motion?
I move for the approval of Patsy Clevenger, Troy McCown, Paige Stevens Sweeney as our community members of the LPC.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. This is just a formality.
It's a formality. We're very, very lucky to have those three that have great experience with the district. Patsy and Paige obviously bring a lot of knowledge about the district. So we're very fortunate to have them, and Troy's served on the board. So you'd be surprised to know a lot of people don't respond to those ads when we ask for community members. So we are very, very, very lucky to have three people that know the district, know the community. So feel very good that those three are serving on the committee.
All right. Ms. Clevenger's here tonight. We do not have a certificate for you, but we appreciate your willingness.
I think what Ed was saying nicely is that they're very old and they've been around.
Well, you have a lot to add to the process. We appreciate it.
Did I say only three people? I said I meant hundreds. Hundreds submitted resumes.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve of these three as community members on the LPC. All in favor of the motion as stated, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is the 2015-16 amended instructional calendar. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the 2015-16 amended instructional calendar as submitted.
Second.
we have a motion and a second. Mr. McKinney, you want to tell us what changes?
We had 6 snow days. We're making up days on February the 19th and the 22nd and April 4th, which we've already done. We'll also be taking May 17th, primary election day, which the governor just signed into law that day could be used as an instructional day as long as your school's not a polling place. And then we'll be taking May 26th, which was listed as a snow day on the calendar as a makeup day, which makes the last day for students May 26th. Last day for staff will be June 1st with the PD day after that. So we are using 1 day of bank time. The state requires us to go 1,062 hours instructional time, and they recommend 170 days. That's the least amount of days. The new law did waive that, but when they set the calendar mandate, 170 days is the minimum. So we are going 170 days of school, so we're just using 1 bank day. So we still have over 1,100 hours of instruction, so we're well over the 1,062 mandated time. So last day for students is May 26th. Last day for staff is June 1st. If they have their professional development finished, they're done on that day. If they don't, June 2nd will be a PD day for those staff members to finish up their professional development.
All right, any questions on that? We have a motion and a second to approve the amended instructional calendar. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. The next item is the summer feeding program. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve of the summer feeding program at designated sites from June 5th through July 29th.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there anybody who wants to?
It's a tremendously successful program,
Right.
and we have a number of sites throughout the city to make sure that all students have the opportunity for at least 2 meals throughout the day. And we have encouraged participation and partnership to make it as successful as work as possible. The community looks forward to it.
The same sites as last year. Okay, any questions? We have a motion and a second to approve the summer feeding program at the designated sites. All in favor of the motion, as stated, say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion passes. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Is there a motion?
I move to approve all consent items as presented. Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent items as presented. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Next item on the agenda is executive session. Is there a motion?
I make a motion that we go into executive session pursuant to KRS 61.8.01K, KRS 156.557, 6C, for preliminary discussion regarding the superintendent's annual evaluation, and KRS 61.8101C for discussion of pending litigation. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. The board will, all in favor of the motion as stated, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. So the board will be going into executive session. No action will be taken.